The number one question that I get across all of my videos without fail is, how do I make some extra money? So in today's video, we're gonna cover 14 side hustles that I have done personally and made a minimum of $100 in doing so. When you start a side hustle, yes, you want the money. Yes, the goal is to make the money. But what you are really doing to yourself is saying that I deserve the time, the money, and the future that you deserve. You are saying, I'm not dependent on this 9 to 5. I am dependent only on myself. You're taking your future into your own responsibilities. And I promise you, again, aside from the cash, that mindset that you're going to develop is equally as important. In 2020, I started a side hustle, which we're going to cover here shortly, that I scaled into a multiple six-figure business. But get this, what I'm doing now is nothing related to what I was doing in 2020. But I was able to jump off of each stepping stone of skill that I created. Take this, Ryan Pineda has a, let's call it 8-figure business that he started from flipping couches. Is he still flipping couches? No, but it was the catalyst that got him to go. Keep the mindset, keep the skills, have intention with what you're doing, and let's get into it. The first side hustle that I started and scaled into my 6-figure business was an Etsy shop. In 2020, COVID hit, everybody was really into houseplants. I was all over them on Facebook. I myself was into them like crazy. And just by happen chance, I painted this pot, posted it on a houseplants group, and it blew up. People were asking me all over, how can I buy this? What do you sell it for? Do you ship it here? And within about 72 hours, I opened an Etsy shop and had sales coming in. The only reason that I stopped doing this is because I got to the point that I needed to scale larger than outside of my apartment. And frankly, I decided I didn't want to. But taking that career and actually posting TikTok videos of that Etsy shop is what started my 6-figure career. Side hustle number 2 is rover or pet or dog sitting. So again, I've done this, and what's really nice about this is you can do a full variety of things. Maybe you don't have an apartment that allows you to have dogs. Maybe you don't have a fenced-in backyard. Maybe you have an old Chihuahua who doesn't get along with other people. You can do dog walks, you can do boarding, you can do house sitting. I've actually heard of people traveling internationally for free because they dog sit in Italy, for example. Now, Rover is a review-based platform, meaning the users that have a lot of reviews are more likely to get that business. So you definitely want to get over that barrier, maybe pet sit for some friends and family, have them put in some reviews for you. Or another thing that I actually thought to do in this complex that I just moved into is actually tell your neighbors, hey, for example, I work from home. I see that your dog is home all day. I would love to stop in and take him for a little walk. Side hustle number 3 is Instacart. Now, this is one of my earliest side hustles that I ever did. I started this back in like 2017, which they were brand new in Phoenix when I was there. And this is gonna be hit or miss depending on where you live. But basically what you do is you sign up on the app and then you pick a shift. So you pick your own schedule, but let's say I work between 2 and 5 p.m. And 2 and 5 p.m., my phone, my GPS, has to physically be within this barrier that I chose. So maybe I said Central Phoenix corridor. So I have to be within those areas, and it's going to pair me with a shop, let's say at Safeway or at Sprouts or at Whole Foods. And you go shop those items and deliver it. But the reason I like this, and I will say I did do Uber Eats, the reason I like Instacart is because these are easily like $75 to $100+ orders. So your tips are gonna be bigger, the automatic pay that you're gonna get is bigger versus delivering like an $8 Taco Bell order to get $1 delivery. Made your car smell like food, wasn't a good tip ratio for the time it took. And Instacart, honestly, I would say was pretty legit. Side hustle number 4 is Qwick. Again, you wanna make sure if they have this in your area. It's a hospitality hire on demand website. So different restaurants, hotels, grocery stores, when they need quick hourly work, they post a job on this. And then if you qualify, you can go and work a shift. Generally, you just wear an all black outfit. You might not be matching the rest of the workers. But you're able to get generally really good money between like $15 and $25 an hour to just help out catering events, grocery stores, things like that. My wife and I, we worked a convention center catering event. It was like a 12-hour shift that was like $20 an hour. So long shift, but pretty good money. And you got paid within like 2 hours. So it was really fun. Anyways, Qwick, check it out. See if it's in your area. I'm going to leave the link down below. Side hustle number 5 is market research groups. Now I've done 2 of these, one in Portland, Oregon, and one here in Phoenix, and you just sign up to be a research participant. So when I did it in Portland, it was kind of interesting. It was just a research group getting your opinion on cannabis edibles and like the marketing that they needed to do if they were going to have edibles that were safe. So that they looked enticing, but they didn't look like children wanted them, and they just wanted market research. They just wanted information. So that was the one I did in Portland. It was about an hour and I got $100 cash, walked out with cash. And then the other one that I did in Phoenix, which I will put, again, the information down below, is this was more of a medical research group. So I was able to go in, I would basically fill out a form that said this was my height, my skin tone, my skin type, like all these different things. And then if there was a product that was trying under FDA approval, I would go in and try it. So some people are probably like, I don't want to be a guinea pig. These already had some testing approved, but they just wanted to make sure that you didn't get like a redness reaction, or I don't know, this is maybe sounding crazy, but it was easy money. It was like a hand lotion or a shaving cream at one time. And then I did a face lotion as well. So maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I'll have that linked below. Side hustle number 6 is selling digital items. Now this could go in the Etsy category, but Etsy specifically, I was talking about physical items. But the thing to know about digital items is you make them one time and then you can sell them over and over and over. So I sell a couple digital items in my store, such as templates, Notion templates, things like that. And I highly, highly, highly recommend. But these digital items can be anything like Canva templates, ebook templates, spreadsheets, budget spreadsheets, again, Notion templates. I'm like losing my mind, so I'll put some other ideas here on the screen. But again, you make it one time and you can sell it over and over. The nice thing too with the budget templates is you can make it once and maybe make 10 different color palettes or just different things like that you can sell them to different clientele. All right, side hustle number 7, which is a personal favorite of mine, is flipping or reselling furniture. So again, my first viral TikTok was of this exact side hustle, selling a chair that I bought at Goodwill, did some work to it, resold it on Facebook Marketplace, and this is something that I still to this day do fairly often. So what you can do with this is you can go to local thrift stores, look on Facebook Marketplace, look at Craigslist, your community trash, bulk pickup day, just different things like that. You would be shocked at what people get rid of for free. One thing I will recommend though is to find a niche and just ride that out. So maybe you're really into guitars or bikes or skis or motorcycles or lawnmowers. Again, sticking to something that you know so that you can know when you find a good deal, you know what work might need to be done to it, how to do the work ideally, and you can just kind of talk the talk. Okay, number 8, I didn't really have a creative title for this, but I'm just gonna call it selling live things. So hear me out, but in 2020, I started a fish tank. Loved it. It was so cool. The cool thing about this though is I actually had some apple snails reproduce and was able to sell those. So maybe this is something that you're into, maybe it's not. Maybe you want to sell aquatic plants or things like that. But I'm telling you, in these fish tanks, things grow like crazy. And there is a market to sell like shrimps, snails, aquatic grass, different like floating plants, things like that. And again, you can sell them on Facebook Marketplace, on Craigslist, start an Instagram account. Hell, even a TikTok I think would do amazing with this because you can make some really aesthetic content. And then off of that, the other thing that I sold, which does have to do with my fish tank, is plants and plant propagations. So if you don't know, you can put cuttings to plants in a fish tank and they grow like crazy. Like I'm telling you, multiple inches of roots within like a week or 2 weeks. And what's so nice about that is it also helps keep your fish tank clean. So it's like a win-win. And then you could also sell fish tank water to sell and water your plants with, because that is like money for these plants. They love it. So just kind of this whole little ecosystem I had going. My betta fish loved his planted tank. The snails, sold them. The plants that I was putting inside the tank, I was able to sell. And it was just this fun kind of like system that I had going. And honestly, something that I'm kind of thinking that I might want to do again. Number 9 is UGC, also known as user-generated content. Now bear with me, but you can actually take content, let's say of these glasses that I got on Amazon, and you can take very aesthetic content of them and try to sell it to the brand. So ideally you're hired from the brand to make the content, but when you're just getting started out, be humble, okay? Take the content yourself. That's actually how I got started with this keyboard. I bought it with my own money and then was able to reach out to them. They purchased some of the content. I'm an affiliate of them now. Side note, love this keyboard. It is so cool. It sounds great. It's very thunky. And yeah, I just love it. But UGC, user-generated content, again, platforms and companies now, they are so pressured to be on every single social media platform. And so being able to make content that they pay you for is crazy lucrative. Side hustle number 10 is starting a YouTube channel. Now, I already know you're probably rolling your eyes at this. I challenge you, no matter what side hustle you're doing, to incorporate it into some social media content. Again, that is what grew my TikTok account from like 12 followers to now sitting over 500,000 followers in a 6-figure business. It was really the TikTok account and the YouTube account that have completely changed my life, and I'm on a new trajectory that I just never imagined for myself. So again, a YouTube channel, a TikTok channel is highly, highly, highly lucrative. But again, maybe that's not your forte. Maybe you don't want to make YouTube videos just for the sake of making YouTube videos. I challenge you again to incorporate whatever side hustle you're doing into making content. So if you start this planted tank ecosystem, makes great content. Side hustle number 11 is TaskRabbit. So if you're not familiar with TaskRabbit, I'll have it linked down below, but you can actually sign up and hire or offer kind of handyman services. So I have hired somebody to put in floating shelves in these like old school plaster walls that I had, changed a ceiling fan, changed the lights to dimmer lights. I personally have done unpacking and organizing and all these things like that. So it's just kind of like, I call it your neighborhood hero, your neighborhood handyman, and you're able to just list the services that you provide. Again, this also, similar to Rover, is a review-based business. So you are gonna wanna get some friends or family to help you out and hire you for some services so that they can leave you some good reviews. But again, it's a nice thing. Again, create your own schedule, make good money, potentially scale this to a much larger business. And I promise, even if it's not hanging a ceiling fan and it's only moving boxes or cleaning or things like that, I promise you do have a skill that you can provide for somebody for a little bit of cash. Now, number 12, a personal favorite of mine and not something I have ever seen talked before, I call mom's best friend. So my wife is a nanny professionally, and whenever we move to a new city, she just goes on Facebook, gives in this cute little message, this sweet little picture, and she gets offers like crazy. When I say mom's best friend, I'm not talking about the nanny, but I'm talking about run errands, organize the tour rooms, organize the clothes, bring clothes to Goodwill, go shopping, there's so many things. And you can just offer that. Again, find a local moms group in your area, offer your services, say, hey, I'm mom's best friend. I'm great with kids, but my priority is you. I can do X, Y, and Z, and I promise that I can make your life so much easier. And again, I promise you that this is a huge opportunity. Side hustle number 13 is Amazon FBA. Now, I know you've heard this all over the place, but let me tell you about my experience. If you haven't seen already, you can find my experience right here. But I tried Amazon FBA kind of as like a Mythbusters thing because I was hearing about it all over. And I have to say it is legit. I was able to scale this doing used books. If you don't know, I'll give you the really quick rundown. You actually there's an app called Scout IQ, which I'll have linked down below, and you scan it, connect it to your Amazon account, scan the books, and it tells you based on what price you could sell it at, what price you're buying it at, and how often it sells, if it's worth your money. So we are not just picking off all the books on grandma's shelf and sending them in. You want to be really specific about this because it is FBA, fulfillment by Amazon. So you're sending these boxes in bulk to an Amazon warehouse and they hold them for you. Now, last but not least, the number 14 side hustle is actually something that I am in the midst of doing myself. I have not done yet, but bear with me. Buy a Sprinter boutique, super luxury, bougie camper van and renting it on sites such as Outdoorsy. Can't believe I'm showing you this alpha here, but this is one of the vans that I'm looking at right now. And I estimate my monthly payment to be just around $1,000 and to be able to rent it on Outdoorsy for about $3,000 to $4,500 per month. So again, yet to have done it myself. So I'm only speaking from the research that I've done. But you can see here, this van is totally luxed out, totally flush, and it'd be $1,000 a month payment or less. And you don't even have to have one this nice. I just know the clientele that I would want to be going for. But something to consider. Again, I thought about this about a year ago when I was living in St. Louis, and it just, in my opinion, wasn't a good market. But now here in Scottsdale, you can quickly drive to Mexico, you can drive to Flagstaff, Sedona, California, you name it. And so I think there's a really good market here for that. So I will be keeping you up to date. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, even I'm going to tour some of these vans. Okay, my memory card cut out on me, but I'm gonna try to piece this together. In a couple weeks now, I'm gonna be touring these vans, potentially buying one. So if you wanna see content of me touring them, kind of more of like a vlog style, then let me know. But regardless, whether you want it or not, when I do start this, I will be making some content on the actual renting and cleaning of the vans, maintaining, all of that good stuff. So that is it for my 14 side hustles that I personally have dabbled in. I appreciate you being here. If you wouldn't mind, please throwing a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It is very helpful for me. And again, let me know what side hustles you like, what you don't like. But again, most importantly, and I would say more important than the money that you're going to be making from this list, is the mindset, the entrepreneurial, the hustle, the I deserve more mindset. I appreciate you for being here. Again, as always, you can find me on these channels. If you have any questions, I'll see you soon.